Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. That happens. Hey, UFO. Let me give you a little shout out, buddy. Where you at? You said you don't contribute, so I won't. So I won't get a shout out. Thank you for helping anyway. Um, yeah. I give shout outs. You don't have to give me anything. You know, it's okay. You need a shout out, I give you a shout out, bud. I don't know. Do you have a channel? I don't know if you have a channel or not. Sounds like that would be a name of a channel. I've never been to your channel. Actually, I don't think I've ever talked to you, man, or a woman. Not sure if you're a man or a woman. So, but yeah, no problem, man. I mean, like I said, check him out, guys. I encourage everybody to check out everybody. That's just what I do. You guys know that. What's the worst that can happen? you know, you go over to their channel, and if you like it, you stay. If you don't, you don't. It's really that simple. That's why I have no problem shouting out anybody, to be honest with you. I think everybody deserves a chance, no matter who you are and what you're talking about. I think that those that have a mind that's so closed off that they will not even entertain a new idea have a bigger problem than any of us can help them with. Just so you know. Thanks to everybody that's being here, guys. As you can tell, you can probably still tell I'm kind of still a little. As I'm making this video, I'm actually kind of shaking a little bit right now. My blood sugar's been going kind of crazy. Yeah, just not feeling well, guys, at all, to be honest. It's just one of those things. I tried to go to a football game with my son today, and, yeah, we had, we made it there. I made it to the seats and everything, but that's about as far as I could go. It was, I was getting winded real quick. It's, yeah, you guys know I have a little bit of problem with retaining water, and right now, it's been pretty bad. It's as bad as it's ever been, to be honest with you. I've just not had too much, and I really don't want to have to go to the doctor. I spent a lot of my life at the hospital, and I don't want to do that anymore. So anyway, I did want to just say thanks to everybody that has been trying to give me prayers and all those kinds of things, and that's why I brought it up. I feel like I want to say thanks to you guys for doing those kinds of things. Like UFO said, anybody that comes to my channel, the fact that they clicked on my video, they contribute. That's just how it is. Whether you come here and you're mean, mad, or ticked off, not that UFO was, because they weren't. But, we do get those people. But even the fact that they took the time to do that, it is what it is, It's always good. So, something else, before we move on, moderators, you guys are doing an awesome job, just so you know. I did run into something yesterday that I want to address just really quick, and it's only going to take me a couple seconds, and I just there's going to be another rule added to our chat room, and you guys will understand once I get done explaining this, but anybody that is, that come in here, we have somebody here, I'm not sure if they're here right now. If they are, they won't be long. Just so you know. That is a known troll on my channel. Okay? I mean, it just is what it is. I'm not going to try to, dance around it. And I don't usually even address this. You guys know this. But I'm going to, because I've made a post yesterday about 3 o'clock in the morning because Mark Pyers was still on, and I had just woken up, and I missed most of his show. And back at you, Candace, back at you. Love back at everybody. And I made a post asking everybody to come over, and this particular troll decided he wanted to follow everybody over there and start bashing me in that chat. It's not even about bashing me. It's the fact that you went into somebody else's chat that had absolutely nothing to do with your issue with me, and you bring it there. First of all, that's one of the most chicken shit things that somebody can do. I'll just put it that way. There's no other way to say it. And I'm sorry for the bad curse word there or whatever. But that is what it is. So anybody that does that, the second that they make one comment again on my chat room, it's an immediate ban. So mods, if you see that, anybody that was over there with me last night probably seen that. Because it was very obvious. He tagged me in the spot, called me a fearmonger, which I try my very best to do the opposite of that. You guys know that. So, but even the context behind that really doesn't matter to me. What matters is that they actually did that and interrupted somebody else's chat that I was in and I was trying to help. So, if that happens, they are immediately banned. There is no, give them a chance here, give them a chance there. It is, Taylor. It's somebody that comes in here that I just allow to stay. Okay? That's just what it is. So that's, I don't know what else to say there, but that is what it is. They come in here and it's the same person. Everybody knows who it is and everything. The mods will probably notice right away. So we're not going to spend any more time talking about that, but I just wanted to bring that up real quick. Hilly, number one, Hilly actually banned him right away in the chat over there because Handy noticed. So I'm not really going to drop names, guys. It's just not what I do. It's just not important to really drop the name. But you'll see him one more time in my chat, and that will be the last time. Just so you know. And he probably got 5,000 different sock accounts, so it probably doesn't even do any good. So it doesn't matter. But we're going to move on. Okay, guys? So thank you guys for being here. And 513, I made you a mod. I think you deserve it. You're in here, first or second, every stream. And I appreciate that loyalty. I appreciate you. We've talked before here in the chat. You've talked to everybody else. You're very active, and I do trust what you're doing. So, everybody, welcome her as a mod. She's got that blue wrench. Hopefully, she don't have to be putting any of that blue paint on anybody's forehead tonight. But that is what it is. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get into this, guys. And I'm sorry if I'm a little bit kind of like lethargic. I just don't feel good. So we're going to keep moving. There is one more thing. I do want to read off a couple names here. Adam G, Tanis M, J-Man, Linda L, Judy R, and Eloise S. I just want to say thanks for the donations, guys. I hadn't had a chance to put that into the opening. I'm calling them credits because I'm giving you guys credit for, helping the channel out, helping me out, and I really appreciate it, guys. I really do. You guys do more than I ever expected, and it's so heartwarming to know that you guys care about me that way, and I really do appreciate it. Hey Rip, what's up? Jerry, what's going on? There's my link to my PayPal. If anybody wants to help, you can. It's there. If not, no biggie. Still get the shout outs. Ain't that right, UFO? What's up, Angelo? Ricky? Muse, what's up? Kinley. Arizona. Love back at you guys. Love back at you. Hey, Wolby. Hey, Russell, what's up, man? Guys, and you guys, I'll say this too, and we'll get moving here, but I really do try. I try my best. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I put myself out here every time, and I accept the criticisms. I typically let it go, but situations like that, when it does pop up in somebody's chat, I can't let it go. It has to be taken care of. So, You know, and my view on a lot of things have actually changed throughout my little time here on YouTube on quite a few things. The PayPal thing, for example, because you know, I still feel weird about that. It just doesn't. I don't know. It's always been hard for me to kind of accept any kind of help or donations or anything like that. Even though you know I do put a lot of work into this, it does make it. I just don't. I just never had to. You know, I still don't have to do it. I've just never done it like that before. I guess. You know, it's not that I don't think that I'm deserving of that. It's just I don't want this to become about that. That's all. I don't want anybody to ever think that that's what this is about, because it's not. The second that kind of a thought runs into my mind, like I need to make a video just because I want to try to get more donations or something like that, is the second this channel will be no more. Just so everybody knows that. Because I will not make a video just for the sake of trying to strum up money for whatever reason. It's not what I do. It's not what I'll ever do. That's a promise. Anyway, okay, so we are going to get into this. Now, Schumann, guys, this is something that, you know, the 783, our typical frequency that we see, it is very strong right now. It's staying pretty intense, I have to say. But so is this one. Okay, whatever that one is right now. That looks to be about like a 14 maybe. Close to it anyway. Don't have to be exact, but it's there. We are seeing a little bit of spiking here. You guys see the lines here? They're short. They're short little blasts, okay? It's been my experience. I'm pretty sensitive to this. Some people are more so than others. For me, it makes me very moody. And it's kind of nice that when I come over here and I see this and I know I'm moody and I look at this and it matches my mood, you know what that does for us? It gives us a reason on why we're feeling a certain way. And when we know why we're feeling a certain way, we can adjust. Okay? We know. We don't have to wonder, why am I feeling like this? Should I be doing something different? Should I be doing this or doing that? So that's the comfort we get from coming over here and checking this out. Because it's made a big difference in me, because, you know, we get short with people. When we're moody, we'll get short, we'll get mad, we'll do this, we'll do that, right? So if we know what's causing it, that's really about more than half the battle, because then we can adjust what we're thinking. We know that when we start feeling crazy, well, you know, well, maybe it's the Schumann, and this is why, so maybe I don't need to act like that. That kind of thing. So, yeah, my anxiety. There's something else, too, guys, we're going to talk about here in a second. This is the first time that I'm actually seeing reports of something that I've been hearing that's happened for the past few years. And we've been talking about booms, right? You know, in our community. We've talked about the big booms people here. Well, I live in Indiana. And today, in Pershing, Indiana, multiple people, I'm talking bunches of them, thought there was a big explosion somewhere. Big time booming. It hit Facebook like nobody's business. Okay, I still don't know what it was. From all I can gather, I can't figure anything out on it. The only thing I can think of, and nobody's seen this with their eye, but we are, let me show you guys something real quick. We are at the peak of the Gemini meteor shower. Okay? So, I'm wondering if maybe one of these got into our atmosphere and it actually ended up being a fireball. And it was big enough that it actually boomed, exploded. And that's what they heard. You know, so that's kind of what I was thinking. But I mean, obviously with no visual of this, can't nobody prove it, okay? So obviously I'm not going to sit here and claim that that's exactly what it was. But it makes sense that it possibly could have been something like this. And I'm talking boom boom, guys. I mean, this is something that was on Facebook. Everybody said they were coming out of their houses all that kind of stuff. Yeah, boom shakalaka. So anyway, I just thought that that was really interesting. I thought you guys might want to hear that. I don't typically report on those because they're so hard to nail down on what's causing it. And I've never known them to be in my area, is what I'm trying to say. So, with that being said, this is the Gemini meteor shower. And I'm going to zoom in here. And I know I just probably jacked up this orbit. This thing here is very much like when you go over to solar system scopes. And where was the boom? Pershing, Indiana. I don't live there, but that's what, I live in Indiana, but I don't live there. But anyway, the Gemini meteor shower here, guys, if you guys, well, let me do this. I'm going to do this for you guys so you guys can check this out once we get off stream here. This is the link to this right here. And it's just a website, and they've got all the planets mapped out. But what's cool about this is, you see the date? I need to take it back. Actually, what I'm going to do, I don't know if it'll go backwards or not. Nope, it's going forward. I need to just change the date here. What I'm going to do is change the date to today, which is what? 12, was it 14? Okay, so it took me back to that date, and you can actually go here and change the speed or enter a value, and then it'll put everything in motion here, and it'll show you where we're at, because this is the meteor shower itself. Okay, it's the remnants of a comet, okay, that came through our solar system a long time ago. And this is the leftovers, the debris. So it shows you what, and what's interesting is you can grab it just like this, like I'm doing right here for you guys. You see how it's slanted? So this right here is why we don't run into this twice a year. Let me show you. So I zoom in. The only time it crosses our orbit is here. But if I zoom out, you see how it looks like it crosses it over there on the other side too? It's not, because we're not on the same plane that this meteor shower is. So if we zoom in, you can see how we only, if I bring it over this way, we do not cross it but the one time a year. And I like to explain that because some people look, they look at this and it looks like we, because the blue line's Earth's orbit. So, what I'm going to do, just to show you guys what this thing can do, and I think it's a very cool tool. I've known about this for a while. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to X off of this, and then I'm going to go back into it. Because if you get yourself, when you grab that and you start moving it around, it's actually kind of hard to navigate, like moving it around. You can get it all upside down and turn the wrong direction really quick. Again, it's much like solar system scopes in that aspect. Let me take this to 0. I'll change the date back again here. But yeah, it will. It's easy to get like all turned around, is all I'm saying there. It's no big deal. You just go back, you enter the date here, and it takes you right back to that time. Okay. What's neat about this too, guys, you can go backwards in time, and it'll show you where we were at. Or you can go forward in time to know when it's going to hit us in the future. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here and give you guys a better look, kind of from back here, like from behind our planet, or maybe it would be better kind of like that, maybe. I want to give you kind of a flat look here so you can see how we orbit around the sun and how we run into this, okay? Because this happens with every meteor shower, guys. This is exactly what's happening during those meteor showers. And I know that this one's a very intense one because it's showing up on LASCO C2 also. So the satellite that's right out in front of us, and orbits the sun with us is experiencing the same conditions. Okay, so what we'll do here is we'll put, I don't know, what, you think 10? I don't know. I don't know the speed on this thing very well. Oh, God. That was ridiculous. You see that? Whoa. Hey, we just lost a lot of trees because we started orbiting the sun really fast. I just thought that, oh my goodness, that was ridiculous, wasn't it? Yeah, I come here and I look at this stuff quite often, but I don't usually mess with that over there. But the time and the speed on that, I usually just stop it and then just look at it. But I thought it might be neat to be able to kind of check this out at a slower speed. Maybe I'll hit, well, let's just put, what, 0.5 if it'll let us. Yeah, it is. That's still kind of fast, but you see what we're doing here? See how the Earth's kind of orbiting around here? And I know you guys all understand this. I just want you guys to see it because it does give us a better understanding sometimes. So, that we're just crossed it right there. So wherever this thing, crosses our orbit line, that's when we experience the conditions. Now, this also gives me a chance to explain to you guys, because we get asked this often. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I want you guys to forget what planets these are, because I want you to get that completely out of your mind. I'm going to flip this around, and I don't know why I haven't done this in the past. I should have a long time ago, because this really helps. Helps people get a visual. Okay, so let me zoom out some more. Now, there's the sun, right? We're asked often. Let me bring this around like this because this is more what it looks like. What's the orbit of our PX object, right? This is kind of similar. It's just it's closer, and it's probably even more at that angle. Okay? Now, just like we only go through this meteor shower once a year, although it looks like we might get it twice, it's because of the slanted orbit of these things around the sun. So, the same thing happens with our object we talk about. That's why it's not visual all the time. Because it's so far above and below the ecliptic. The ecliptic is the sun's equator stretched all the way out in a straight line. That's the ecliptic. So if anything is above or below the ecliptic, they're talking about being above or below in relation to the equator of the sun. But this does give you a good idea of what our object's doing. If you could pretend that our object is here doing its thing, right? And I'm only talking about the angle. I'm not talking about the distance, the length of the orbit, any of that. I'm just talking about the thing. Oh, man. You in the Bronx? That's right. How dare you come up on my chat? You need to come up in here and pay respects. Kiss the ring, man. Kiss the ring. You better go on over there. That's what I'm saying. You need to get past the red, the white, the blue, the brown, the black, and the yellow dwarfs before you come up on here orbiting my channel talking about how dare you. You need to pay respects to me. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing good. Hey, I was glad. I'm really happy that it really did bring a smile on my face, guys, last night to see a channel about the same size as mine called Montage, I think is what it was called, Mark. I've never visited. I went over and checked them out for a minute. It's pretty cool. They're about the same size, and they were, they rated his channel last night. It was cool. That's what we need. Like I said before, guys, we lit the fire, and it's going to have a mind of its own. Monograph, that's what it was. Sorry. I knew it was, I couldn't remember. It's the first time I'd been over there. So yeah, it was amazing. So it's amazing to see those kinds of things when we start seeing love from all other directions where you just don't expect it, and here it comes. You know what I mean? It's very cool when that happens, and I'm telling you guys, it's well deserved. You know, when you're trying to spread positivity and you get just beat down over it, it really sucks. And you know, I try to do the same here. You guys know that. It's just been so hard because of the information I'm sharing. And I built what's positive for me is I built the relationships with you guys. That's how I know that I'm doing something okay, you know. And it's been a blessing. Yeah, and those will continue, by the way. I'm not going to stop. Hey, Ricky. Those love bombs will never stop, brother. It's just not going to. But, guys, I would suggest everybody go over and check out that site right there. It was something awesome. I didn't even know it existed until just a few weeks ago. So, anyway. So, we do have that. Now, guys, this is something I didn't expect to see. And so let me give you a little forefront here. We're going to go to Space Weather Prediction Center here real quick first, because we're looking at this, right? Just normal, typical stuff we see. We see all these little itty-bitty flares. I'm talking they're nothing, all right? And we get this like little beep. Do you guys notice anything else on here that looks like that? You don't. So most likely that's a glitch of some sort, but if it's not, the only thing that's kind of got me questioning this is it's kind of lining up with this little spike geomagnetically. See that? It's not a big deal either way, but it's odd to see that. Now, you know, we don't really have much going on here, guys, as far as space weather concerns. But I'm going to give you a first look at the sun here real quick, and we still got this corona hole hanging out that, you know, it's almost like it's hung back, but it didn't. Okay, well, what's happening here is, sorry, excuse me. I'm going to push play here. I'm not sure that this thing is updating. I don't think it is. And that's exactly what it is. So, if you look at the time frame, the timestamp here, 12/11. This thing's like days old. So I want you guys to understand that, okay? That's something we have to always pay attention to and look at. Especially when we come over here, we haven't looked at this for a couple days, and the same feature is in the same spot. It's a dead giveaway. That's something, the tool's not updating right now. For whatever reason, we can still look at this on the other model and it's still there. It's just right here on Space Weather Prediction Center. It's not. Now that's from the GO 16. That's different than SDO. Remember that. GO 16 is used for what? They use the GO 16 satellites and stuff for even our weather here on Earth. So, yeah. But anyway, for this particular one, it's not updating. So we have to understand that first and foremost. Second, so I started coming down here looking at the ACE data. And so let me zoom in here real quick, because this is really, really interesting that this happened. Oops. So I start looking. The BZ is in the negative, which means that the angle's right for it to come in, right? The polarity flipped on the phi angle. What that is, guys, is the solar wind has a polarity, positive and negative. When that flips or goes the opposite way, that's what this is. Okay, we know they're charged particles, so they have to have either a negative or a positive charge, right? That matters because of that particular thing. So when they get to the particles that are hanging around us, they're going to interact with those particles differently depending on what the polarity is. Just that simple. Okay? So then, you know, I went down here and looked at the temperature. It's kind of fluctuating pretty wildly there a little bit. But I look over here and it really doesn't look to be that big of a range, so it's probably really not fluctuating all that much. The solar wind speed, definitely right in the middle, right dead, normal. But then this, the density. And I know we've been talking about density a lot, okay? But when I got on here, I thought, no, we get these blackout times for the satellite line of sight where it can't transmit data back because of its position. Well, I look over here and I look at this range. Guys, look at that range. I don't understand that. Okay? Now, for those that don't know, that are kind of new to this usually reads either 0.1 or 1 on the lower end. The highest that we typically see it is about 100, and that's still high. Remember that the density normality is 4. So why am I looking at something here that has a range of 1,000? 1,000. So I immediately think it's got to be a tool flaw, right? Has to be a tool flaw. It has to be some sort of messed up data point, whatever. Because a data point, this thing won't change its range. It bases its range on what it's seeing. So if it sees something that's over 100, it's got to plot something over 100 here, right? Well, that's what it did. Look. See that one little dot right there? And this one here was over 10. That was about 20, probably. If not more. More like 40 or 50, probably. So, I don't know that I've ever seen the density read 1,000 on here on this ACE data, because I don't even know if that's even possible. Or should be. I don't know what that would do if we actually had 1,000... a reading of 1,000 on the density centimeters cubed. All right. I don't know what that would do to us, or what that would do. So I'm like, man, this has got to be something jacked up. This is some stupid misread of the data, right? And it still could be. Okay. I'm not saying that it's not. What I am saying is that I can't really confirm it. That it is. I mean, I don't know what the heck I did there. That was stupid. So, we see that data point. So I start digging into stuff just a little bit. And I come over here to the Australian model, and this is what I see. Okay? Now, for those that don't know what we're looking at, this is our bow shock. This circle right here is the satellite line. That's where the majority of our satellites are orbiting our planet. Okay, there's a key down here telling you which ones they are, right here, that they're looking at. Okay, so we can find GO 16 is the lighter green, I think is right here. GO 17 is over here. So, you guys can do this. You guys know how to do that. I mean, I would assume. But I'm looking at this, and then the next thing that we're going to look at here, guys, that's the bow shock. What causes the bow shock? The bow shock is simply where our magnetic field meets the solar wind. That's it. That's what it is. It's just a point in space, and they gave it a name called the bow shock because it's much like a ship going through water, the bow of the ship. You see what I'm saying? And you get that wake behind. That's much like what we're seeing. Okay? So, if I go up here and I look, then the next thing we're going to look at, right, is the BZ. It's at 1.6, which is in the positive range. The speed's at 373. But look at the density. 172. That just had my head just spinning. Okay, because I'm like, what? Remember, 4 is normal. Now, we've seen it 40, 50. I've even seen it hit 100, I think, before. I don't ever remember seeing a density reading that high. Now, see, this one, yeah, I did see that. That's a good point, Moonlight, because they scrubbed their launch. SpaceX did, back on the 11th. And I forget what excuse they used, but it was something that, obviously would be believable to the general public. But to somebody like us over here doing this kind of stuff, we always are scrutinizing those kinds of things. Rightfully so, most of the time. Once in a while, we probably shouldn't get as hard on them as we do, but this is what we're forced to do pretty much. But 172, now, I haven't updated this yet, and I did that on purpose, okay? Because I want you guys to see it for yourself the first time, like I am. You guys buffering? Is it everybody or just one or two? What I can do is I can shut down some of these other ones running right now. Let me look on this real quick. I might need to stop them. Yep, hold on. This might help. Whenever these movie players are running, sometimes, guys, it will, okay, no buffering. Let me address that too also. If you're getting buffering and you type it in the chat, and thank you for doing that, because sometimes I can fix it. But if like say 5 of you are seeing it, and then I see somebody on there say no buffering, that automatically tells me that it's not on my end. If it's on my end, everybody would see it. And that's kind of what I want to say there. That's it. Okay? But anyway, back to this. I'm going to hit the reset here. Okay? And we're going to see if this is just one little smack or if it's going to be something that's going to hang around. It did it a couple times there, didn't it? Wow. So I'm going to take it back to the 13th. I didn't do that yet either. And we'll watch this and see what it does. Notice how stable that is, guys. See the density hanging right around 4 or 5? So let's see when it jacks up. It's bouncing around a little bit there. Not much, though. Okay, so that stopped. That was all day. Alright, so let's go to the 14th. Now, this is right now. This is current stuff. This is the most updated version we're getting. So we're going to watch this thing, and I'm going to just back to... Notice we get a capture every minute. I'll answer your question here in a minute, Tom. I've seen it, so just give me a second, okay? As I back this up, this gives us one every minute, which we don't get that a whole lot on these tools. Anyway, that's great that it's what it does. Notice this is hanging at 2.3, around 3 or 4, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's the 172. We go from 1.3 to 172 and then straight back to 2.6. Really strange. Now, so we get that. Now I'll back it off again. I'm going to back up some more because I think I've seen it do it twice. Yeah, see that? So that right there, well, hold on a minute. What was that? Oh, okay, never mind. So we start right here on the 14th. We start going forward. The density starts pushing up a little bit. Then we see a reading of 25.8, which is high, okay, but it's not like ungodly high. We see it like that quite often, actually. And we keep moving. It backs back off, and then about a half hour later, we see that. So with us having 2 of those and not like right back to back, I have a hard time thinking that was a glitch. Hey Brenda, what's up? Candace, Jerry, good to see you guys. Vintage, what's up? Glenn, Tim, Jim Bob. So Tab, what's up? So what do you guys think about that? I mean, don't you think that's a little crazy? Now, listen, I want to point this out too. It's been about an hour now too. I'm gonna push play because it takes us to one at one. I mean, it takes us to 01:28, right? 1 hour 28 minutes. 1 a.m. That's UTC. Okay. So if I back that up again and show you guys where that happened, it happened right at about 30 minutes into the day, in the new day. Okay, so it was about an hour since that happened. So I thought, well, maybe that's when this little spike happened up here. But it didn't. That's right around like 9 o'clock UTC the day before. So, guys, I'm left here to wonder what the heck. Because we most certainly took a hit there, and this here confirms it. Look at that. That right there is strange in all kinds of different ways. So now we're looking at multiple models showing really crazy stuff around the same time frame. Okay, this is just simply showing us speed. That ain't what we seen over there was a fluctuation in speed. We seen a density fluctuation. But you can definitely see we took a smack right there, guys. Right before the change of the day. And then I bet we're going to take another one here in a minute. See? That's twice. It did that twice. So what is going on? You guys see how it's like moving back and forth? And let me address that too. When I see it do this, watch. See how we get hit right there? And it goes back that other way. Let me take it to before it happens. Okay? The sun's off to the left for those that don't know. We're going to get hit. We're getting hit. Look what happens out here. See this kind of like this splitting open? Because this is a hard hit, guys. This isn't something light. So we do that, and then we see that, and then the very next capture, we go the other direction. Then we're back forward. Then, it's almost like we got hit with something, and just look at that, like we just are pushing out in all directions. Okay, and that was the second time it happened. So if we go back to the beginning, okay, it only did it once right there. So but it might have done it before. What time was that at? Okay, maybe not. So when that one hit, that was right around 2 UTC. Now remember that these satellites that are getting this data is actually a little bit in different places. Okay, so the timing might be a little off, but check this out, guys. This is crazy. I mean, it's completely crazy. I'm going to pause it right there, and we're going to just use this. I should be taking screenshots of this. See how it did the same thing? We start to get hit, and then we bounce back and forth for a minute, and then we get hit like that. Now look at that. Guys, I can tell you right now. Well, first off, look. See, this is what's different. I'm going to back this up, and I'm going to show you guys something. Okay, so we did get hit roughly at the same time. Okay? But the speed did not stay all jacked up like this did. See that? So if I take this one to the end of the timestamp, well, I guess it did. Okay, I was wrong. Sorry. I was wrong. But that would have been the second hit. So that, guys, this is just really strange. Now let's look at the. I haven't looked at the pressure yet. You guys are watching this part with me live right now. I've not looked at this yet. I didn't really. I mean, I was just trying to get out here and show you guys about the meteor shower and stuff, and I didn't really think I was going to see this kind of stuff. But oh my gosh, guys, that's let me tell you why I say oh my gosh there. That completely flattened our bow shock to almost a straight line. This should be curving. This is why this is strange. When we get hit real hard, guys, it hits us and we curve around. It curves around. And that's what it does eventually, but it stayed flat. Like, I mean, we took a smack. That's amazing. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to see this more often as we get into solar maximum, but notice the detail here is crazy. And I don't want to make a huge deal about this because it's just one anomaly right now. But we're going to wait and see if this happens again. But after we got hit there, that's right now, that's current. I mean, what do you guys think about that? That is so, like, what? I mean, yeah, when we get hit, what's happened here, guys? Let me tell you what I think is going on. If we take it back before we got hit, you guys see the nice little soft bow we got out here, right? Well, we get hit so hard that it's all getting pushed at the same time. Then, finally, our magnetic field starts deflecting it, and that's when it curves. See that? And then, what we're seeing there, this is called compression and then rapid expansion. Because we're pushing back. It's like our planet panicked right there for a second. Yeah, that's right, Angelo. No, I don't think they're manipulating that data because if that was the case, if they didn't want us to see it, we wouldn't see that, number one. Number two, if they just thought, well, we'll take one or two of them off, that doesn't work because one of them's enough. I think that at this point, when we see stuff like this, if we're not meant to see it, then it either becomes an accident or it becomes somebody is a good guy on the inside. That's really what it becomes about. Now, I'm not saying that they manipulated this data. That's not what I'm saying at all. Matter of fact, I kind of think that they didn't. Because let me tell you why. When you're looking at this one, this is a U.S. agency, right? Now, if we go over here to this one, this is Australia. These guys have nothing to do with each other. They're two different things. So now there's another place we can look. But before we do, I want to show you guys a geoelectric field model. I haven't really looked at this either. This is space weather's effect on our electrical grids. Pause it. I'm going to reload the thing too. Get us the best updated version here. So let's watch this and see if we get anything crazy. And we might not, because there's a couple things that could be causing us not to really see it much on this one. Is right now, the United States is on the dark side. And what we're seeing right there is from the light side. Okay? The United States is over here right now. Back here on the backside. But I just thought, when we see the density do this kind of thing, I don't know that I've ever seen anything look like this on this model. This is a newer model, okay? So as we see these things start to look all crazy, I'm not sure this particular model has been around long enough to really like experience solar maximum. I don't think it has. So it's going to be interesting once we start getting into those kinds of times. But there's another place we can go look, okay? And it's right here at ISWA. Now I'm going to pull up another feed here real quick, but I need to reset these. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry. And by the way, if my stream just like abruptly quits, it's because I'll be getting sick, okay? Just so you know. I might just pause it, or not pause it, but like put it on the screen and say I'll be right back or whatever. But if I'm going to get sick like that, I might not come back for the day. Just so you know. That's right, Candace. Well, we got trolls in there? Take deep breaths. Yeah, I'm okay, Brenda. Thank you. Appreciate that, though. Hey, Bonnie and Soul. Good to see you. See you, Jerry. I'll see you later. Hey, Becca. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. No, it's not infection, guys. Guys, I'll just tell you what I think it is. I don't like saying this stuff. I'm pretty sure. I know. It's probably congestive heart failure. I don't want to go into detail. I'm retaining so much water, it's ridiculous. I tried to go to that football game with my son today, and I had to go up a flight of stairs. It was all I could do. I lost my breath. I couldn't catch my breath for like a half hour. And that's not like me. I'm very active, and yeah, I've never experienced that before in my life. And frankly, I'm a little scared. That's just what it is. The only reason why I'm telling you guys that is because you guys ask, you guys actually care, and I know you do. And I hate to be the person on the other side of that, not getting the information, and I'm kind of like just hinting at certain stuff. It causes people to be concerned, and I don't want to do that to people. So just know that that's what I'm dealing with right now. So if I pop off here, it's something like that. And if I don't show up for a couple days, that's what it is, okay? I know that if I go to the doctor, he's going to want to put me in the spittle. And I ain't trying to be around that place right now, guys. Just not. So I'm trying to take Lasix and things like that here at home to try to... guys, I literally couldn't even get my shoes on. That's how bad it was. But I'm dealing with it. I'm not giving I don't want you guys to think I'm giving you a sad sob story or nothing. I'm just telling you guys because, I don't think people enjoy somebody saying, "Well, I'm kind of sick." I'm not going to tell you what's wrong, but I was only reserved for the fact that that's a pretty serious condition, and I can tell you this, guys: the fact that my back and my neck is all jacked up. I'm fused 6 in my neck and 2 in my lower back. And I cannot sleep flat. Or most of the time I can't even sleep laying down. And that is the worst thing for retaining water. Because you can't get your feet off the ground above your heart like you need to. And it's bad on the kidneys and livers. There's another thing there too, Becca, that people that I don't usually bring up. I'm on Suboxone, and I know a lot of you guys already know I had a pill addiction. I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years ago, something like that, like 8 years ago now, I think. I got put on Suboxone. It's a for people that don't know, it's an act. They're fixing your opiate addiction with an opiate. It's buprenorphine is what's in it. Now I don't get high from it, but it's still an opiate, and opiates are extremely hard on your liver. Matter of fact, the clinic I was going to for years until I switched, they that was the one and only marker they really looked at, was your liver function. Yeah, I know, Brenda. I just don't want to mess with that stuff right now, for lots of reasons. It's okay. Hey, listen, let me tell you something about that too, Dubious Maximus. Yeah. Anybody that dislikes the video, you know what they're actually doing? They're helping me. Let me tell you why. The YouTube algorithm doesn't know the difference between a like or dislike. It just knows somebody took the time to click one of those buttons, which proves traffic. That's all they care about. That's all the algorithm cares about. So when they dislike my video, it helps me. So I would just say that. Hey, Teresa. Yeah, I know, guys. This is why I didn't really want to talk about it, because I know you guys really care, and I knew this is kind of the response I would get, and I don't want this video to become about that. So please know that I don't want to. So we're gonna move on, okay? I just want to let you guys know, because you guys are actually, yeah, you guys actually care, and I know you do, and I appreciate it. The fact that you guys are here is enough. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up another ISWA, and we're going to look at the, excuse me. We're going to look at the other magnetopause models, because there's a third one we can look at. Where's this one? Here it is. Stupid thing takes an hour to yeah, let me see, I think it was Tim that said that. Or was it, oh, Death from Above? Yeah, I'm actually not on a very high dose of Suboxone. I've titrated down. But I can tell you this. That no matter what anybody has ever said to me about anything that I tried to do that's going to help me, all I know is that is the only thing that worked. Okay? For whatever reason, that's what worked for me. And I don't push what I'm taking on anybody else, but that is what worked for me. And I can tell you right now that no matter the outcome of me physically, it's better for me to do that and stay away from the other junk than it is to do what I'm doing right now. Been doing it for a long time. It's almost like it's not even like it's a big deal anymore, because I don't crave anything. I don't any of that stuff, you know? Okay, now look at that. Holy crap. Wow. Yeah, we're going to see some crazy stuff on these next two. Look at that, guys. This one here, I don't even want to click on it. Don't make me click on it, guys. It's going to look bad, just so you know. Yep. That is, wow. That is an extreme smack across our electromagnetic field. Look, this one's confirming how flat that was. That was at 232. So let me put the movie tool in motion here. Now, oh wow. Remember that this is just now happening, so I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't. What's even more puzzling, guys, is the fact that we weren't supposed to be seeing this. Okay, something has hit us unexpectedly. That's what's going on. At least from what I can tell. I've not seen any reports of, hey, we're supposed to be getting this kind of a hit. 172 density? Really? No. But when you look at all the models and all the models are showing a hit like this, you have to wonder, guys, what in the world is going on? If it was just one model, I wouldn't even be talking about this. I'd show it to you and I'd move on. But this has become the main focus of this video because this is definitely significant. This is significant. Guys, this is the kind of hit I would have expected to see with that CME that never hit us. Or hit us but wasn't that strong. So what's this? What is this one? So now, within the same week, we had a big halo CME, came right at us, hit us, didn't do hardly anything, and now we didn't even see anything coming, and now all of a sudden, smack? Are you kidding me? I mean, really? So let's take this one, see what we do here. Now, notice that, look, I mean, we're already building pressure. This is at noon on the 13th. UTC. This is 12 hours, well, 14 hours before right now. So that right there is enough to make me go, what the heck? You see how we got building pressure here? Look at the intense pressure here. Why? We got what we call a double bow shock signature, but it's not a double bow shock. Remember what I said, that a bow shock is the point where the solar wind meets our magnetic field. What you're seeing here is one of those hits is going across our magnetic field. You got to think of our magnetic field like a sheet around our planet, and you grab the middle of it right there where my cursor is and pull it directly toward your face as if you're pulling it out of your screen. So when it goes across there like that, it looks as if we have two of those, but we don't have two bow shocks. Okay, now you see the continuous energy just getting ba-ba-bam, ba-ba-bam, and it keeps happening. This is hours before the biggest hit right here. Right about 2 o'clock, which was right there. Look, yeah, they're all lining up, time frame and everything. Look, this one, look how flat this is. Guys, you know, let me say this. This is so flat that it almost looked like it could have went concave. And that right there should tell somebody, wake up, because the bow shock is inside the satellite line. You know what that means? That means our magnetic field retreated inside of our satellite orbit. So that means that any satellite that was out past this bow shock is now exposed to all the solar wind until this goes out front again. And it did. It didn't stay there long. But then we get rapid expansion. Look at that. Holy crap, man. I just don't even know what to say to that. So, this is what I want to say. I'm going to keep watching this tonight, guys, okay? And if it gets if it does it again, or if it gets just to where it's staying like that, I'll come back on. I'm not leaving right now. But what I want to point out here is we actually took a couple of hits earlier today that I didn't know. Took right around noon. Right. Okay. You see that? That ball right there? Those are little hits. So as we keep moving, like I said, notice how things were kind of consistent right there? But then that was at 20. That's the one on the Australian model that was at, yeah, sorry. It was the first one that showed up at 25, right? On the density. And then we start getting little small ones. And then that. Wow, that was at the turn of the day. Guys, see, that's the other thing. Look, we got stuff going on before. What was that? Check that out. Holy cow. Watch this. I can tell you right now, and I'm not trying to make this a big deal, so please don't think that I am. It's just when I see something I've not seen ever before, it makes me wonder what the heck is going on. Watch this density here and here. They're both going to move towards each other and meet right here. Watch. What was that? You guys want to see it? Okay. I can do that. Hold on a second. Hey, that's a good idea. Thank you. I'm sorry. I should have already had this zoomed up. Sorry about that, guys. Who said that? Whoever said that, thank you. So let me back that up. Watch what happens here. So we go from that to bam. It's like it was. But the thing of it is, guys, look, let me tell you something here. You see these arrows? That's the direction that the solar wind's traveling. The energy here. None of it ever points to the right. So let me clarify what we're seeing here then. I might know what's happening here. It may just be the density itself, temperature stuff, is just kind of getting to that density right there. It doesn't necessarily mean that those particles are moving together. It just means the density of all that is becoming the same. Does that make sense? You're pretty confused? All right, let me help you. Okay, so what you're seeing here, guys, I'm going to go ahead and explain this just real quick. The sun's off to the right. This is the Earth. Okay? We're looking at solar wind. The arrows is the direction that the wind is traveling. That's charged particles from the sun. That's solar wind. Plasma. You call it that if you want. It's traveling this way. So that's what you're seeing. So if the direction of those arrows change, that means that the direction that those charged particles are moving has changed. So if I go forward, okay, it starts to turn right here a little bit, but that's kind of normal. Okay, we get a little bit of a boomerang effect is what I call it. We'll get hit on both sides, and you'll see it both kind of turn and go in like this. That happens. Okay? And then, oh my gosh, look at that. Wow. Now, I'm going to point something out, okay? You see this? That's the solar wind speed. Normal is between 300 and 500. Let me take it back to the beginning of that. What do we see? It stayed normal. The speed stayed normal. So what caused that was the density. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Now, again, let's see if we got any more captures. I'll reset that. We might or might not. Nope, nothing yet. But look at all that. There's no comets, Rebel. We got meteors flying around. We got a meteor shower. But it's not comets. So let's take a look at this one. Well, we already did. Let's take a look at this one. Okay. Now, guys, this is the one that really shows when stuff is getting jacked up, because these are the magnetic field lines. The blue ones are our connection to the sun and other celestial objects. The red ones are closed field lines, and the black ones are pole lines which come off of our pole, north and south. Those are supposed to go out and stretch straight back. These blue ones are supposed to be straight across toward, vertical like this, not broken, but they're broken a lot. It's almost like a new norm. And then the closed field lines kind of do this out in front and in the back. That's normal, okay? So as we move right here, you're already seeing just nutty stuff already, just right off the bat. I mean, all that stuff is just not. And again, let me stress this fact too. We were supposed to have a big halo CME hitting us a couple days ago, right? And it never materialized. It hit us, but it didn't do much. But now we get this, when we're not expecting anything, and we get a big smack. I mean, what in the world makes all those IMF lines do that? Our interplanetary magnetic field lines, our connection to the sun and other objects? Wow. What's the difference between meteors and comets? Comets are typically made out of different things. Meteorites are typically made out of rock or metal type of stuff. Comets are usually big balls of ice. Okay, so yeah, there's the big hit right there. Oh wow, a bigger one. It's still happening as we're talking here, guys. So, I can't give you any more information on this because we don't have any right now. We gotta wait. I mean, my goodness. Wow. What we can do, I guess, let's go back here. Well, wait a minute. Okay. I want to see the end of the old model. What's this one showing? See, look at this. This is the density on this model. It doesn't even show anything bigger than a 10 for 5 days. This is crazy. Speed is normal. Everything is supposed to be normal right now. But all three Magnetopause models, and one from a different agency, is showing this crap. So let's reset that. Let's watch this one again. See if we get anything else. Just the two little hits right there. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, guys. Yeah, it's definitely not that CME. That CME is already gone, guys. All light. Oh, hey, that's a good question. Man, you're asking a lot of good questions, but those kinds of questions are going to take a while to answer. Wow. Let me give you something here, all light, okay? Let's do this real quick. Let's go over here to my channel. I'm going to show you something. I'll drop a link in here for this. I'm not sure if you're new. I haven't seen you in here before. So maybe this will help you. But I got a short little playlist over here. Okay? There's 4 videos here, and it's going to tell you what solar wind is. It's going to tell you what a CME is, what a solar flare is, and I got one more on here. Solar wind, solar flare, CME. What else was it? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, sunspot. It also tell you what a sunspot is. Okay? So, that's what, if you go over and watch that playlist, each of those little videos are not even 2 minutes long. One of them's 3.5 minutes. So it won't take much time. And you can actually, pause them, do all that kind of stuff if you don't quite understand what we're looking at there. Okay? I think it's a good tool for people to go look at and see. I need to add some more stuff in there, and I will eventually. I just haven't had the time. It's just that simple. But hopefully that'll help you. All Light. Is that your name? Sorry. Yeah, All Light. For sure. I'm glad you're here. I mean, I like to help people understand at least what a little bit I do understand, I'm not any kind of educated man when it comes to any of this kind of stuff. Not formally. Just been helped a lot by some good people. But this is the CME tracker, guys. And here is one of those CMEs that did fire off on I think it was like the 13th, like the 12th or 13th. It is going towards stereo A, so we'll have to watch this. So, let's go over here to spaceweather.com, and they're talking about the meteorites, right? But then they start talking about this. These are sprites. What is sprite? Sprites, check this out, are cold bolts of upward directed lightning. They leap up from powerful thunderstorms, reaching altitudes as high as 100 kilometers in the sky, guys. That's up there. When a sprite is leaping up, a corresponding bolt of regular lightning is zigzagging down at the same time. Usually. That's what it says. So this one was a doozy. So yeah. This is one that they caught. Look at that. That's amazing. That's one of the best sprite captures I have ever seen. So, it is crazy. Now, again, this is just a cool phenomenon that we know happens. Okay? It's just cool. But what makes it kind of strange is the fact that we're having this meteor shower at the same time. And guess what else? Total eclipse down here on the South America. Don't nobody forget about that. Okay? That happens here in what time? I forget what time it's today on the 14th. So, but tonight, guys, if you guys get a chance, please go outside, and if you got good weather, and look at the meteor shower. They're seriously saying 60 to however many an hour. Hey, but let me take you guys over and do this real quick, too. I forgot about this. Remember what I was showing you guys yesterday? Oops, I put that in Google, didn't I? Daggone it. Hold on. Hopefully it'll show up here. Because I'm subbed to the channel. I want you guys to... it's a good source, guys. Where's it at? I know it's there. Here, I'll just type it in. It's this site right here, guys. I'm going to mute it. This is, I'm going to put it on full screen too, okay? So what you're seeing here, you're seeing meteorites. You're seeing the tail of the meteorite. You don't get to see the meteorite itself. I'm going to turn the sound on for a minute because I want you guys to hear this. Before I turn the sound back on, you might want to turn yours down because this thing can be very, very loud. Oh gosh, look at that one. So, I would encourage everybody to go over here and check out this when we get done here, because it's definitely something cool to watch. I will put the link in here. So, guys, go check that out when you get a chance. Especially like those of us like right now, I have very poor weather conditions. So the only way I'm going to be able to see this, you've been watching it all day, Angel? It's probably been going crazy, hasn't it? I haven't had a chance really to pay much attention to it, but with bad weather at night and stuff, if I go outside and try to check out the meteor shower, I'm not going to see nothing, right? But we could come here and at least get some sort of idea. See them happening here? Now again, you're not actually seeing the core of the meteors. You're seeing the tail. That's what it's picking up. All right, Angelo. I'll ask him. Ricky's in here. She's over there, guys. Angelo. Hopefully they understand. But let me say this, though, Angelo. If it's one of their chat rules, I'm not sure what the proper thing to do would be, man. I know you're not doing it intentionally, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the rules are over there as far as that goes. You know, obviously, I think we all know not to use caps if we can help it. And you know that too, or you wouldn't have said it. So that's what I mean. I don't think anybody's like trying to be mean or anything, but yeah. Well, it's okay. I think that, you know, people understand. You know, I hate the fact that your phone's screwing up like that. It does suck. You know, it does. It really does. I hate that. I hate that when my phone is sucking bad. But yeah. So anyway, there's that. Now, again, let's check out the earthquakes one more thing here. Here's the near-Earth objects. We do have one, 0.1 here. That's going to be coming pretty close on the 18th. 0.9. These are LD, lunar distance, the distance between us and the moon. So, yeah. It has, you know, I was outside last night because this meteor shower is happening then too also, guys. So just know that. And it was active even then. So let's re-update this one. Let's see what we get. And then, you know, we'll go from there. Actually, I'm just going to hit reset there. It may not be updating right now, guys. If this thing took a hard enough hit, it will just be stuck on that for a minute. So, I love snow, by the way. Xenos. Yeah, that's spaceweather.com right here. And if you go back to the 12th, check this out. You can change the day of when they were talking about this stuff. Go down here, and it shows you on the 7th. Look, there were 2 of them on the 7th that only missed us by 0.1. Now, they weren't all that big. The 9 is actually, that's okay. That's a decent size one. But obviously 3 is low, really small. But what was interesting is they didn't post these until they seen them, which was only like, it was like after they passed. So they didn't know they were there. No, I've been looking, Angelo. I don't know what's causing this hit right now. As far as I can tell, that let's update this again and see what we get. Oh, wow. Watch this when we get hit right here. We'll back this up. We get hit right there, and we push out pretty hard. Now look how this is yellow. Watch what happens. Look at that heat build that fast. And then it kind of dissipates. So, we'll have to wait and see, guys. There's nothing more I can show you on this. You know, we haven't just haven't been there in time. It's just that, really, it's that simple. I wish I could show you more. Let's go down here and see what we can get on the pressure one. Oh, we need to look. Did we look at earthquakes yet? Yeah, this thing ain't updating right now. So, you know, that's either sometimes the satellites go into safe mode. I will say that because they do, because they're not protected by our magnetic field like we are. What was I going to do there? Huh. Forgot what I was going to do. What the heck? Oh, goodness. Let's, I don't think it showed up down here either. See if it shows anything. This would be like X-rays from a solar flare, which we didn't have one, so yeah. I mean that's crazy. Let me do this real quick. Okay, guys. You guys know what I'm doing here. What's the matter with Mark?
No matter how much you try to stop us.
Huh.
Nothing can stop the light.
Anyway, guess what we're gonna do? He's gonna be over here laughing. We're gonna be over here laughing. Let's go give him a love bomb, okay? A room raided with love. How about that? We'll just call it that. So, you know, you guys know how we do this here. Anybody that's been around for a minute. Let's show him what Wages World family can do. And go over here. Anybody that's never been here, please follow over here. Even if you're only staying for 5 or 6 minutes. Or just a second, just to check it out. I promise you, if you come over here, you'll want to stay. Or at least come back. So, he does celebrity face swaps. He does celebrity impersonations. He's one of the best musicians that I know. He invented this beat seat. He's been live now every day for 714 days, I think now. Something like that. Okay? He's very dedicated, and he's nothing but positivity. Looks like he's having a moment there of, being touched by something here. Actually, that's a premiere. That was a premiere. I gave you guys the wrong video. Sorry. Hold on. That says premiering now. I thought he was live. Huh. That's his premiere video, guys. Sorry. I thought he was live. Man. Let's see if he is. Let me refresh this. Nah, he ain't live yet, guys. But yeah. Anyway, I left you a link. You guys should come over there, okay? Yeah, I know he's getting on live kind of late tonight. You guys got any questions for me that I could help you answer? Maybe we'll kind of stall a little time here and go a little deeper. If you guys want to, we can. Oh, it's his daughter's birthday, KC? Okay, cool. Yeah. He was in here earlier, guys. So hopefully he'll, I will, Brenda. I'm not going to go tonight or anything. I'm just, yeah. It is what, oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Julie. Daggone, I almost forgot. Here we go, hold on. Should have been doing this. Forgot all about it. Good catch. Alright. Well, it looks like we got one just popped off there, 4-4. That was down in Chile. That was a 5-6 there in Fiji. 5-3 in Fiji. Now, remember, guys, that right there, that's a 3-2. That's probably close to Yellowstone. Well, kinda. Now, remember we had another 5 plus there in Nevada. See how it doesn't look like much right there, but you zoom in. Look what happens. See all the activity. Tom, that's right. Tom had a question. Tom, are you asking if there was a brown dwarf in our solar system? But you were asking me earlier, I know. Tom Murphy, I guess. You still in here, bud? Yeah, yeah. A lurking brown dwarf. Okay. I know there's a lot of theories there, okay, guys? That's the first thing I'll say. It is a great question, Angelo, because it's a question a lot of people have for a lot of different reasons, okay? What I'll say to do I think if there's actually a brown dwarf? I'll tell you that I don't know. Now, do I think we have something hanging around in our solar system? Absolutely. Do I have any kind of evidence or proof of that? Absolutely. It's all the observations I've ever shown you that Scott's made, that I've made, any of those kinds of things out by the sun. Do I know what that object is made out of? No, I don't. Do I know if it is a sun? A brown dwarf? No, I don't. I don't think that one particularly is. It's more likely to be something on the lines of like a stellar core or something. Something like that. All we can say is, at least, from my observations and from what I can see and tell, my opinion is, and Scott shares this opinion, and I share it mainly because of, a lot of the great captures he's got, and what we've seen the sun do when the thing's in a certain position, that it has a very strong electromagnetic field. Okay, and we're coming to find out that it's what we're seeing is it's most likely more than one object. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. But as far as me being able to give you a definite that it is a brown dwarf or that there's a brown dwarf hanging around, no, I can't do that. I just can't. I don't know what any, because there's no way that I can show or prove that anything is made out of any specific material, any specific gases. What we do know is that the object that we see out there most likely is not giving off its own light. Okay? The sun will illuminate it, but that's about it. And that's usually when it gets shot with a CME when it's in the right position. So that's kind of what... Yeah, you're right, Becca. Let me say this too while I got you guys here. I probably lost a lot of you guys already because of what I did. Thought Mark was live and he wasn't. Now I forgot what I was going to say. I heard, I was watching a channel that called me an idiot. So that's why I don't promote their channel. I can't get myself to promote a channel that calls me names. Does that make me stupid, a bad person, or what? I don't know. But that is what it is. That's what I'll say to that, okay? But there was a comment made on that channel, and because you guys, I'm going to show you that too while I got you here. I'm going to go to my channel. My subscriptions. I'm not sure which is better here. Maybe it's better like that. When you look at this and you scroll down through here, you're going to see channels you probably don't think that I'm subscribed to or that I visit, that kind of thing. Right? So, what I'm saying is, I can find truth on channels that don't like me, channels that I think their attitude sucks, but they do give some truth, that kind of thing. But the comment was made was that when the big thing happens, whatever that big thing is, it's most likely, it's not going to matter what and where we're at. It's not, and I said this 1,000 times. If I can say it one more time, I'm going to say it again. That Faraday cages work. EMP shield stuff works. But what we have to understand, we can protect every piece of equipment that we have here at our house. But it does no good if there is no power source to power that equipment. Do you get what I'm saying? So, let me put an example here. During the Carrington event, there were telegraph lines that caught on fire. There were telegraph operators that got shocked. Their notepads that were in front of them caught on fire. This was from a solar flare CME. Okay? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we'll get hit with another one. Either close to that strength or stronger. Okay? It's a mathematical certainty. It will happen. What can we do? And, we can be aware, we can prepare. But we have to understand that the way our lifestyle is gone at that point. There is no rebuilding in 4 or 5 years. That is way too crazy of a thing to think. Because if it knocked everything electrical out in the whole planet, right, except for what we have protected, you don't have your trucks and stuff going back and forth transferring goods. You don't have any of the factories making anything new. You don't have like even farms, guys, are now operated by technology. What do you think happens? None of that stuff just stops immediately. There's a lot of statistics out on what would happen if there was a mass power outage for any kind of length of time. Guess what? 90% of the planet dies. And why is that? It's because none of us, and I'm saying us very loosely because I do have some skills in this, know how to live without power. Because we've never lived here without it for any length of time. We have to know how to grow our own food. We have to know how to do this and do that and do this. Now, I've also been, like the question of having a generator, right? If you got a generator and you have like gas or whatever to power it, you better put a silencer on it. What does that mean? You know what that means? If you've got a generator that works and anybody else hears you running that thing, keep in mind that nothing else on the planet is making any noise at this time because the power's out. What do you think's going to happen? They're going to come and try to take it at whatever means that they have to. That's why it's important to have your plans. I don't usually talk about stuff like this, but that point was made earlier today in a video, and I want to address it in the fact that that's something I've been saying for a long time. That if you're going to protect the equipment you got to protect something that's going to be able to power it. And if you're going to try to run a generator, you better be out in the country somewhere where there's nobody around and it's one of the quietest things that you could possibly have. Yeah, exactly, Ricky, but what I'm saying there is that's a decision that you're going to be forced to make. I don't want to make that decision. That's taking somebody's life. And it just, it doesn't, I don't want to have to do that. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, that not everybody's going to prep to the same level. The people that make fun of you for prepping right now will be the first people at your door saying, I should have listened to you. Can I have some food? Hey, can my 3-year-old over here have some milk and some food so, they stay healthy? What are you going to say to those people when you look back at your own 3-year-old? You're going to have to tell them no. It's going to suck, but that's what you'll have to tell them. Just saying. And, because that's what I'm trying to say. You're going to have to tell them no, because you're going to take care of your own. And let me tell you why I say that. Because if it was me, and I looked at my kids and they were starving, and I looked out my door and I seen my neighbor out there cracking on a freaking generator, eating pie and chips and and everything else, what am I going to do? You know what I'm going to do. I'm going over there to ask for food with the intent, if it's not given to me, I'm taking it. Because I'm not going to watch my kid, go hungry like that. Not going to happen. So that's what I want to say to that. Because it can get, that's how bad it's going to get in a really, really hurry if we lose our electricity. And again, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I can tell you this, our infrastructure on our electrical grids is nowhere near up to par to be able to protect against something like that. You can't. It will be a global knockout and you won't have anything else to do. You'll have to rely on your survival skills and what you've done prior to. And that's why what I talk about here, I view it as like getting rid of fear. Because what do we fear? We fear the unknown. That's the biggest fear we all have, most of us, is the unknown. So if I can make people aware of certain things that possibly could happen, or mathematically will eventually happen, that takes away some of that fear. Because now they're aware. It's not unknown to them. They have at least some sort of thought in their mind prior to how to react to this. That is a saving grace for anybody in this world. If this happens to somebody that they've never heard of any of this stuff before, what do you think goes through their mind? They go into straight panic mode. You won't, because you're listening to this stuff like I'm talking about. Because somewhere in your mind, you know that it's expected eventually. Yes, we all sit here and hope that it never happens. But we also all sit here knowing that we're not ridiculously naive to think that it's not going to happen and that we should just sit here and do nothing. Because you'll get people out there that will tell you that. And I'm going to be honest and straightforward with you and tell you that that's the wrong thing to do. What I will say is you need to prep to the level that you're comfortable being at. And then go one step further, then stop. Because then in your own mind, you know you've done what you thought you could do. Or what you should do. That's what I would say. And I don't talk like that much, but tonight you heard it. So, let's refresh this page again real quick. There he is. He's live now. All right, guys, we're going to go over here now, okay?
Because I went there before anybody else thought.
All right, here we go. Let's give him a love bomb, all right? Let's go show him what Wages World can do. Let's get him some views. Let's just crack it up here. Let's make him smile. All right? Please, do me a favor. This is what I like to do, okay? I do. I cannot absolutely give you guys positive stuff over here. This is one way for me to share something positive with you guys. Okay? So come share it with me. Come spend some time with me. And him. And everybody else over here. Okay? You won't regret it. I promise. So here's the link one more time. I'm going over here. When you get there, say Wages World sent me. Love you. Real Talk family. And I'll be in the chat. You guys can talk to me in the chat if you want to. I'll talk back. I'm not going to just sit here and just ignore. As much as I can. Sometimes it gets moving kind of fast when I miss things. But just know that this is my way of showing you guys some positivity. I needed this just as much as anybody else. So we're going to go ahead and end it there. One more time with that link. Check out my PayPal there in the description box if you want to help me. Everything is appreciated but never expected, okay? Never. Thanks, Giggles. I appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys. I really do. So, again, one more time. Here we go. There it is. I'm getting off here. Body and soul. God bless. Candace. Brenda. Tim. Hope I answered you guys' questions tonight. Dubious. Tab. Anyway, God bless. Yahusha saves. You can drink this.